Today we're going to change the sights on a Kimber Pro Carry II. See here it's got the factory sights on it. And here's what you'll need. You'll need a big hammer, brass punch, night sights. I chose the Tritium Kimber brand night sights. And then I just stuck these in here just so I didn't misplace it. Takedown tool and Allen key for the rear sight. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is take down the gun, so just make sure it's clear. Drop the mag, put the takedown tool into the hole on the spring guide rod. Release the slide and line up the slide with this little groove right there. And then from the other side, try to push that out with your fingers. Sometimes it doesn't want to come out with just your fingers. And then this part here, you do need to be careful to not scratch your gun. Pull out that part, and then the slide will just come right apart. So we're going to remove the barrel. There's a spring assembly. You do not want to take that sucker out unless you want to fight that down. Take the barrel out, and you're left, barrel slides straight out, and you're left with just the slide. So I'm going to clean these parts up so they don't land on the floor when I start beating on the sights. And that's what we'll do next. Actually, let's go ahead and pull this out also. Here's the Allen screw that holds the rear sight in, and we will just spin that all the way out. All right, I'm going to reposition the camera and set up the slide in the vise. All right, as with many guns, the slides punch out in the direction that the shells eject. So we're just going to set this up. And the front one slid right out. That was very nice. The rear one might be more difficult. There is a spring under this rear one that you have to watch out for. So you see right here where this hole is? There's a spring under there. So we just want to gently tap it. I'm going to put my pinky over as I'm tapping so that I catch the spring. And you can see just like that. That's it. The spring just sits in there like that. So those came out unbelievably easy. Let me get the new ones set up and we'll slide those back in. So the Kimber night sights come with a new set screw, and they are identical to the factory ones, just with the Tritium in there. We're going to work on the front one first. I'm going to put this over on the bench so I don't, so it doesn't bounce off and hit the ground. Now, if you buy these aftermarket, you may have to sand them down to get them to fit in. I've heard that you don't have to do that with the Kimber factory ones, but we'll see. I'm already thinking there might need some sanding because that should really kind of push in about halfway. But let's just go ahead and give it a try. That's pretty impressive, and looks like this brass punch is marring it just a little bit. I've got some cleaner that should take the brass off. So there is a little indent that shows you where the dead center is, right here. We got just a couple more hits to go. Yeah, that's it. Perfectly centered. And I'm not worried about this discoloration here because it's the brass coming off on the slide. It's not scratching it or anything. So let's go ahead and start the rear one. All right, so I've just started it by hand again, just like the other one. And I'm going to hammer it in over to that depression so I can get that spring back in. That's the nice thing about going with the Kimber branded sights is they just fit. They fit so perfectly. I don't think I'm over far enough, but if we can get it to hold. Oh, there we go. So it's just barely holding. I think I can get a hit on it and it'll stay in place. Yeah, perfect. So what I'm doing is feeling just right on the edge here. This is contoured, the same as the sights. Perfectly smooth, tiny little lip. So I know I just need to smack it just a hair. Until that lip goes away. And then I know I'm centered. Just a hair too much. There we go. Perfect. Well, that was about the easiest thing I've done in a while. Testament to buying Kimber branded sights. I'm gonna get some Loctite and we'll put that screw in. Okay, so we have both sides back in. I'm going to use blue. It's in a red container, but it's really blue Loctite, and we'll just put a little bit on the plastic bag and figure out which side this goes in. Tighten that up, pretty simple. I think I got enough Loctite on there. All right, now I'm going to clean it up with some, this is just corrosion block, you know, any, really any kind of solvent type greaser will work. But I want to get that brass, I want to get the brass shavings or whatever, you know, marking off of there. So I'm going to take a screwdriver and put it behind my towel here. Squirt a little bit more on there. And I guess I got a little bit of markings right here. And then I'm just going to rub with the tip of the screwdriver. Get in there. And clean that up as best I can. Same on this side. That is all there is to it. So that is pretty nice. There we go. Got the light for you. So night sight's installed. We'll go ahead and put it back together. And I'm pretty happy. That was way simpler than I thought it would be. And that's because of ordering these Kimber factory or Kimber branded sights versus some aftermarket. You know, the fit and the finish is just so much nicer than some of the aftermarket stuff. Anyway, pretty happy. Hope that installation video helped you to do this yourself. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.